I mean, it's also just an assault on free speech in this country. We're just so far behind the rest of the world, can't say anything because, you know, you're an example. You could get fined more than $90,000. So we look forward to following your appeal process, Kirralie. I want to talk to you about the trans lobby group ACON and the influence across the country. The Australian is reporting that it gets $20 million in taxpayer funding and has effectively co-opted every arm of the state, from classrooms to courtrooms, to enforce its belief that self-determined gender trumps biological sex. This quote baffled me. It says hundreds of businesses and government agencies now compete in ACON's Australian Workplace Equality Index, with points on offer for everything from cupcake days and gender-neutral bathrooms to pay leave for staff to, quote, manage their gender affirmation. Kirralie, how did ACON get so powerful, and how has it been allowed to infiltrate organisations like this?
Look, it's unbelievable, Danica. We, as Binary, we reported on this in November 2021. We listed many of the government agencies and sports organisations that have signed up to this. ACON started as the AIDS Council in New South Wales through the, really terrible time when AIDS was claiming so many lives, but it has morphed into basically a transgender activist organisation that is co-opting all of these, particularly public service organisations, banks, so many really powerful companies in Australia sign up, get points, get awards, all for who can basically tell the most lies and say that men are actually women or women can be men, and we're going to make as many concessions as possible. And they fall over themselves to enforce this really incorrect version of reality onto the rest of us.
And the influence they have, as Danica pointed out, is just extraordinary. Speaking of influence and extraordinary, Australia's Sex Discrimination Commissioner. She appears again to be struggling with defining the first word in her title, that is, what is sex. In October, Anna Cody said she didn't know what a biological man was because she wasn't a scientist. Well, last week in Senate Estimates, she was asked the same question. Here's her response.
Senator, I'm not a medical expert. I'm a human rights advocate. As I've just said, I advocate for gender equality and for the rights of LGBTQI+ people. That's my role under the Sex Discrimination Act.
So she can't say what a biological man or woman is because she's not only not a scientist, she's not even a medical professional and therefore does not know.
Protect women, to protect females, because there are many disadvantages because of our physiology. And in 2013, Julia Gillard and her government, one of their last acts was to remove the definitions of male and female from the Sex Discrimination Act, leaving us basically vulnerable, now facing erasure. Her role is not to advocate for LGBT+ identified people. It is for males and females. That's what sex is. And for someone who's being paid more than $400,000 a year to not be able to define their own portfolio is a slap in the face to all taxpayers. It's just making a mockery of the whole system. And she really needs to resign, and this needs to be cleaned up quick smart.
Yeah, but she's not a medical expert nor a scientist. What a fantastic excuse. Wouldn't you love to use that all the time? Kirralie Smith, great to have you on the show. Thanks very much for joining us this evening.
Thanks for having me.